Hello. See, how's everything looking? Pretty good, I think. Looking, sounding good. Yes, I think so. Alright, hello, welcome back. This is Habu Babu, and after 3 weeks, I'm finally returning to this F-8E Crusader. In case you're curious, the song during the intro was a song from the soundtrack for Area 88 OVA, anime OVA from 1986, which prominently features the F-8 Crusader, flown by the main character, Shin Kazuma, at least for the early part of the show. The last time, we focused mostly on build and interior of the F-8 Crusader I have here. Today, we are going to finish some building. A few things are missing yet on the exterior. And once that is done, we will start painting. We will first mask the canopy, then prime the aircraft and a few other parts that are gonna be painted separately, and then we will start the main painting. We'll see how far we get today. I don't think we'll get to detail painting with smaller things, or definitely the decals. That'll be a little while later yet. I think this will take at least one more stream to finish. But let's get started. First off, the parts I am missing right now. The majority of these are related to the landing gear. I'm going to have it with the landing gear out and the doors open. So those need to be cut off and put in place. I also missed a couple fins last time, so we'll get those real quick.
It isn't sad when you get hurt so much. You can finally say, I'm used to it.
These two go on the underside of the aircraft. I also am going to close this compartment. I believe that is for mid-air refueling, and we're just gonna have that closed. I don't think that is for refueling. I think not mid-air refueling, just regular refueling. We need that one, and we'll leave the rest of those on that sprue for a bit. And on this sprue here, landing gear, we need these pieces for the missiles. They are going to be painted the same color as most of the upper fuselage. I also need this little bit here. Goes on the canopy. We'll leave the rest of the landing gear separate for the moment. Get the box out of the way. We don't need that anymore. Okay. So, start on the underside here with these two fins. Check the manual. I believe the thicker part is forward. Yes. Actually, before we put them on, kind of shave a little bit off the plastic here. Just to smooth it up a little bit. If this one wants to stay on. There's not a whole lot holding it in place here. Okay, that'll work. A little trim on this one as well. And you make sure the pieces fit flush. Don't need a gap here. It's as flush as they can be. I think this is an older kit in terms of when the mold was made. Tooling doesn't seem to, the bits don't seem to fit together as well as I've seen prior on this particular company's kits. It seems a lot more basic, but that's okay, especially for this, because we're just doing a pretty basic build anyway. Okay, I'll leave those upside down for a second. Now I want to close this panel. Okay. Use the tweezers on this just to get a better grip on it. Placing a piece over a open void like this is always kind of tricky. End up sinking in just like that. There we are. I think that'll work. And I don't really care if it's perfect on this kit, as long as it stays. Okay, now for these two, I think. These go on the pylons here on the side of the fuselage for mounting the air-to-air missiles. And which end of these is the front? With the longer point after the connection spot. So they sit upward. So, okay. Again, a little tiny bit of trimming of the plastic. undid all my work. Not that it was much work anyway. This is a job for the tweezers again. Does not want to sit up straight. Not surprised though. Really not much for it to grab onto. Check this again. It doesn't make it. No, they lean slightly. Just slightly. Okay. Kind of an awkward way to build the thing. Again, I think the mold isn't the best. Doesn't help that there's a little bit of plastic getting in the way on this side. If we can't clean that up just a little bit. Bit of an awkward angle.
You shouldn't be walking around like this. These people will kill you.
Alright, now the other one. Okay.
Very good.
One kind of grabbed on. Straighten him up a little bit. Okay. That's resolved. Now we'll set this aside. I'll lay it upside down so as not to bother the pieces too much. We've got the nose cone to build. Well, not really build. It's only 2 parts. Let's see, where is it? Where are you? Here we are. I spotted this last time. This one has a bit of flash on it. We'll have to clean it up a little bit before we can do anything with it. Also takes... There's a little antenna that goes on the end of it, which is going to be on this sprue, but let's clean that up first so it's ready. Don't want to accidentally knock it off while I'm cleaning it. Yeah, just a little bit of excess plastic. Smooth it down a little bit. In fact, let's sand it just a tiny bit. Okay. Oh, there's a little bit over there too. Let's clean this up. Okay. Here's our nose cone. The antenna for it is this absolutely tiny piece right here. I think I'm gonna preemptively grab that with the tweezers, since these are nice tense tweezers, before I cut it off. Yeah, that is tiny. Put that aside. Kind of straighten that out a little bit. One second. Myself a little extra light. So tiny that you barely even see it on the camera there. Hanging on at the very tip of this set of tweezers. It goes on the end of the cone, nose cone. So just take a tiny amount of cement. Just as easily drop this thing. Ah, there we go. Okay. We're gonna put this on one of these just to hold on to it. I'll just keep it right there. And then we'll move on to the next few pieces.
This is only the beginning.
Let's grab the landing gear. See, this is the nose gear down here in this corner. We have the other two wheels right next to it.
No further details available at this time.
Just gonna trim this off a bit. Which gadget is that? This one? For holding the parts? Very handy for small pieces that need to be painted separately. And we'll do the same for the landing gear. The landing gear are actually going to be the same color as the underside of the aircraft, but because they are kind of small and thin and pretty easy to break, and also have a lot of fine bits of detail, it'll be easier to paint them separately. Get a couple more out. Now, let me see. As for the build of the gear, nose one is just the one piece, so that will be pretty easy. The other two are in 3 parts. Let me see here. First, have these main struts here. Then we need these two little ones. And finally, the wheels themselves. I believe we are then done with this sprue. The one difficult thing that's going to be a problem with the landing gear is masking to spray paint tires themselves is not really going to be easy or really that feasible. We will probably have to just hand paint that after we paint the rest of it. I almost forgot about this. Might as well grab that quick. This goes on the canopy. And I forgot about it last time. Better do that before I forget again. He's got a little bit of excess plastic on him. It's hard to grip onto because he's rounded. Try sanding that a little. This does not want to cooperate. We're now dealing with all the little bits, which are just gonna be very hard to show on the camera. Grab this quick. Yes, there he goes. He goes in this little bitty hole on the end of the canopy. I'll try to be careful and not get cement all over the canopy while I'm doing this. There we are. Sure, these fins are drying in the right position. Okay. Set him back down. Back to the landing gear. We gotta be real careful with the glue on these things because this is not normal glue. This is plastic cement. And the way it actually works is that it chemically melts the plastic. So that the pieces basically just fuse together. So if you put too much or get somewhere you don't want it, you will literally just melt the details of the plastic on it. It makes a real mess. I do have normal super glue, but it doesn't hold quite as much. Yes, chemicals. What kind of chemicals? Does it say? Acetone, butyl acetate, cyclohexane, and 3-methoxy 3-methylbutyl acetate. Very scary. Possibly cancer causing. Who knows? Doesn't everything give you cancer these days anyway? You literally get cancer from going outside, so I mean, aren't we all gonna just get cancer? Okay, landing gear. Getting myself distracted again. Let's see. Difficult to show the gear, and all these panels need to go on here. Tricky thing with the panels is that they'll be the same color as the underside of the fuselage of the aircraft, but they need to have a red stripe along their edges, which is going to be hand painted. But it's a great opportunity to screw up and get red all over the white underside of the aircraft. I think what I will do here is, without gluing them to the aircraft, we will assemble them just kind of sitting in the aircraft. Is there a hole or something? I'm not really seeing. Okay. You leave that open. Okay, yes. Okay, it slides onto the edge here. I believe it's that way. Looks like it. This goes here. This is going to hook into there. I want to make sure that the parts are going to line up when they go on the aircraft. Do this. It's a teeny tiny bit. There. There's my tweezers. Okay, that's the right angle for it then. And now the other one. Same story. We are.
We know we'll be into it most of the night, probably into the early morning.
Okay. It should start to set properly as they are. I wish I had noticed these fins last time they kind of loose now. They're going to remain that way for a while because they're being held on by anything other than glue. They don't have a whole lot of structural support. Okay. Leave the wheels for the moment. While that's sitting there, I've already gotten
Haven't you had enough?
the missiles and bombs, which are just one piece, so don't need any assembly. But they need to be painted separately. So let's put them on a couple of these grabbers as well. Everything needs to be primed before we can paint. Now, one thing that's kind of annoying with this thing is, like, obviously it's grabbing onto these things, and it has to grab somewhere, which means the area that's being grabbed frequently not going to get as much paint on it the way the rest of it does. So it does usually mean we have to do a little touch-up afterwards. Got a couple bombs and 4 Sidewinder missiles. It looks like that's all the grabbers I've got. Also, this one's stuck. That one might be no good. Let's see. I might have a couple more I can use. Let me see here. We only need the one right now. This one's kind of broken. Doesn't stay up very well. He'll be good enough. Will this one open? I think it's fused shut by paint, unfortunately. They're cheap little things. Oh, put this engine piece aside for the moment. And then let's look at the gear again. Sure that's gonna sit properly, or at least as closely as I can make it sit. It might need to be adjusted later. Again, those fins just don't want to stay. Okay. Well, I don't have enough grabbers So these gear will just have to set aside for the moment. So not gonna bother putting the tires on them just yet. Instead, we will jump over to put this back in here. Before we can start priming, we need to mask off the canopy. Parts of it that are gonna need to remain clear. This is gonna be a little tedious. At least there's not much to it. I've done canopies that are really involved and have a lot of bits that they need to be cut around. This one I don't think will be too much trouble. Teeny tiny tape. Indeed, tape apocalypse. Luckily, this one won't take too much. The more tedious bit is going to be trimming it so that everything is perfectly aligned. Want to paint certain bits of this clear plastic and not paint other bits. Okay. Now, very gently, need to use my knife here. And trim it. This is one of the bits of modeling that makes you go just a little bit cross-eyed. Tiny bit there I'm going to want to fix.
Herman prowls around the streets all hours of the night, just like an animal. Maybe he's the vampire.
I'm sorry you got some of that, Klingon. Everyone knows where it might end.
Okay. That could be worse. A teeny little bit put on that corner. And that part's good. Or good enough, anyway. Okay. I think that will work. Well, actually, take that. Ought to at least look uniform. The lines aren't completely straight. It has to look the same on both sides. Okay. It's one bit done. Okay. Next section. Little bit on the sides here. Okay. Okay. More a little bit for that. Okay. Be able to take a tiny little piece, correct a little bit of a mistake I made. But just a little bit too far in one corner. also want to fix that. A little tiny bit on the corner.
Supposing that creature, the one you killed, was capable of taking ideas from other people's brains and transferring them to its own.
You mean it sucked other people's brains?
Absorbed through the ores.
Okay. There's 2 more such things. There are a lot of things in this hobby that are tedious. This is certainly one of them. But
You only wrote this for the money, didn't you?
the results look so good when it's done. Some things just require patience.
Go on.
Alright, that one went a lot smoother. A tiny little bit on the corner. And then it's the last one. Okay. Last section. Just I need a single piece of tape. As long as we don't knock stuff off. It's too bad I missed some of these parts last time. They could be glued on and very secure right now. Bad I'm having to fight them. Okay. Now, try that again. Now I gotta trim it. And this one is rounded. Tiny bit more. Get up there, you. Well, it's not perfectly straight, but it'll be good enough, I think. Yeah, once again, this is a pretty basic build. I'm not too worried about it being perfect. But now the canopy is cut out here. So the bits of clear that actually are supposed to be metal will get painted. It'll look much better than just leaving the entire clear piece clear. Yes, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, let me double check one more time. Yeah, I think the only other thing left that's not on one of those paws are the left and right landing gear, which we'll just have to wait a moment. I think we are ready to prime it. I'm going to use this gray primer I have here. It does tend to clog my airbrush, unfortunately, unlike the black primer I have. But this is a lightly colored aircraft, and black primer will just kind of create a problem of its own. So, we will start by priming the aircraft. Off the camera a little bit. Sorry about that. Grab some gloves. I think I'm gonna do the lower part of the aircraft. Go to the parts that I have set aside on the hooks, and then come back and do the upper part of the aircraft. I think that's what I said. Okay. Hopefully, I don't think we had any issue with the fan or the air compressor last time affecting the microphone, so we should be good in terms of sound. It might be a little loud for me, but this time at least it seemed like the microphone did pick it. Spray primer. Plot. Definitely a lot in there, so. Yeah, there's a little bit of a clog in the thing. Okay. We have more than enough primer to do this job. Fine. Just the camera. Okay. So we start on the top. Primer is very necessary, at least on some model kits in my experience. It really depends on whatever plastic you're using. Because on some kits, paint on its own will stick just fine. But then on other ones, the paint will just come right off. That primer. Need to be perfect. At least in this case, because the plastic is already gray, kind of hard to tell where I've actually hit the primer and where I haven't. Plastic is less shiny. Down for a moment. The underside. Then dry for just a minute. Up over these parts. Nose cone here. Bombs. Everything's getting primed the same color. I'm not too worried about making a mistake getting on everything else. Forward landing gear. One last missile. Back to the airplane itself. Good enough for us. Flip it over. Get the underside. As usual, primer is getting a little thick. Or not. Just a little too thick airbrush. Maybe not. It's a risky primer to use. It's a little bit of a mess when it clogs up. A darker primer would just make the overall coat darker. Fairly bright color for an aircraft, so don't want to make it too dark. Okay. That's good enough. Let that sit. Fan that might help dry it. Now, right now to do the next thing I need to get, which is the panels supposed the landing gear. Not cut those off yet. They have to be painted a little bit separately. Or at the very least, they're going to be a problem while messing with the rest of the aircraft, flipping it over and everything. Do them separate so nothing gets lost, knocked off. Not a whole lot of these.
What is your...
Actually, see what I'm doing. I'll prime these ones separately with the rest of the landing gear once I get that put together. They're going to be the same color. I don't want to be knocking them around. Or there. Bunch of little pans. Also, before I forget, I need the tail hook. Tail hook is used on aircraft carriers. Grab onto a cable to with landing. Otherwise, the aircraft will just go right off the edge. So, trim a little bit of flash up this thing. We will put all of these little guys in this bucket for right now. Just so they are kept safe and separate. And if I can pick it up, it's so thin. There we go. Okay. And the tail hook. Everything's in the bucket and safely stowed away for right now. Let's take a look back at everything that is drying over here. Probably okay. There are still some wet spots on here, but it's drying pretty quick. These will probably be dry already. These are good enough, I can just take them off the hooks. Nose cone. And our missiles. Nose gear. Okay. Are tiny bits that are still a little wet, but it is just primer.
She wants to come back.
I'm not that worried. Set that down. Get out of the way. Camera a little bit. Okay. Now let's see. First thing I'm going to want to do now, get the primer out of the airbrush. I'm going to go back to the primer later for the panels. But I also need this airbrush to do other things, and letting stuff dry will help things along. So, let me go wash this thing out real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay. Right now, at the moment, okay, because it's such a thick primer, we're going to want to clean it out a little bit. Q-tip for the nozzle. Yeah, it's all gunky in there. There, that's better. A little bit of disassembling and cleaning here. And that's gonna be okay. Yeah, take this nozzle off real quick. Make sure it's cleared. The little thing that I like to do here. Nozzle just small enough that it screws into this plastic thing here. Kind of flush it out. Okay. I think it's pretty well clear. Clean off the needle a little bit. Put this guy back together. I think we will do the white next. I want to start with lighter colors first, so that we're not getting any leftover dark stuff in the airbrush to ruin anything. A little bit of leftover residue inside here. Want to make sure it's not thick enough that it's going to come off and clog the airbrush. Hopefully we will be okay though. Primer aside for a moment. Back on. Okay. Now then, we're gonna do white. We're gonna put the missiles back on these. That's the one that's stuck. Four missiles. And the nose cone. We don't need the bombs anymore. I probably shouldn't have taken them off because I'm just putting them back on. Oh well. Sometimes you just lose track of what you're doing. And in the nose cone. Set the bombs aside, as those will be olive drab. Okay, let me see here. Alright. Now the underside of the aircraft and the missiles are going to be insignia white here. That's the color I've picked out. I'll have to do the other landing gear later. And the panels, which will also be the same color. But we need to get this much white done first. Let's adjust the camera. And the white is going on the underside of the aircraft. Underside of everything here. So I'm going to be pretty liberal with the white because the only thing that's going to cover it up is gray. If we just mask over all of the spots we want to keep white, we should be good.
Oh, it's late.
Again, light gray just makes it hard to tell what I was fishing. In my existence cubicle. Boost cone is going to be mostly black. Needs white on that bottom part. Missiles are also going to get white. Also are going to be black at the tips. Tiny bit more paint. Eve. Yes. Put this over. Get ink on top. Flaps. Getting white. Tail fins, at least the majority of them. A little bit more paint, especially in the landing gear areas. I think get a little coat on there. think that looks pretty good. At least for a starter. Okay. All that turned off now. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? Put the cap back on this paint. It's looking pretty good so far. One little adjustment. Looking at the manual. There we go. All right. Did knock that little piece off from the weapons pylon. Again, something I should have done last time. Oh well. Okay. The next big part for the aircraft itself is going to be gray on the upper part of the fuselage. We're going to hold off on that right now. One, because I need to fix this. That bit does not really want to stay. Before we do anything else, though, the airbrush needs to be cleaned. So, we'll go rinse it quick, and we're gonna put some cleaner in. All right. Right back. part that's been painted yet. All right. Using an airbrush involves a lot of times cleaning the airbrush, going from one paint to the next. We end up spending an awful lot of time just cleaning the airbrush as opposed to painting. Okay. Take the needle out. We're just going to put some cleaner in it. Side for now. Okay. Now then, let's see what else needs to be done. Those are drying, so let's look at these landing gear here. Only thing that really needs to be done with them is to glue the wheels on. These do need to be white as well, as do the doors that we set aside a little bit ago. Fortunately, I just don't have enough little grabbers. Put them all on. I have to do them a few at a time.
Guess what I smoke, boy?
These bombs are actually ready for their final paint. We want to just go straight to do the olive drab. As long as a few of these are dry enough. Put these landing gear in here so they don't get lost. Take a look at these. I think the nose cone looks good enough. You can set it aside. Just need 2 of these. And if nose gear is good, I think they're all probably fine. By the looks of things. Okay. Those missiles and the nose cone, I'm going to let them sit for a little bit, let the paint set some more. The next thing that's going to happen to all of them is they're going to get taped off a bit and get black paint put on them. While that's happening, while that's drying, we can just go ahead and do the olive drab on these two bombs. Please prepare them. Look at the airplane itself. Might touch up some more of the white when we do the other landing gear and stuff. But I think I can just set it aside so we have space to do the olive drab. Put it at, just set it there. Let's continue cleaning the airbrush. Give it a rinse again. Okay. I'm going to make sure this one is sufficiently cleaned. We're getting a little bit of clogs from the original primer. And so when I use the white paint, it didn't really want to come out. Get this sufficiently cleaned off. Maybe I should have called the stream just Clean Airbrush. I feel like I'm doing more of that than anything else. Yeah, that's clogged up pretty good. Okay. Nozzle seems sufficiently clear. put this back together. A little more cleaning in there. Gotta rinse all this junk out. A lot of white paint. All right. Hopefully that will do. Only need it for a tiny bit just to get the olive drab on the bombs. By that point, these should be dry enough that I can mask them, and then we can get the black on them. Dropping stuff all over the place. Okay. Test this. Do it. Okay. These bombs. Be very quick. A bit of this olive drab. Breathe. Unfortunately, that means this needs to be washed again. At least rinsed. As long as it's not clogged. I'm not really worried about black mixing with the green. Because it's black. Okay. Back to the sink again. Yay! Run some water through the airbrush. Okay. To be flowing through it pretty clearly. Okay. Let's see, what next? What next? Well, black on the nose cone and the missiles. However, I also need black on the tires. Need to be hand painted. But if I get black out, might as well do everything. Which means next thing I probably want to do is get the other bits of the landing gear. Which means we're going back to the primer. Not exactly where I want to go right now, but that's where we gotta go. This is the last bit of primer I believe too. Got the bombs there. You need to touch up bombs up. I gotta really handle them because they're still a little wet. But the corners that the clamps were holding on didn't get painted with the airbrush, so hand paint will be needed to finish that off. Why don't we finish up with the primer and just get done with it? The other bits of the landing gear. Engine separated. And these doors. This part of building is super exciting, I know. Very excited to get done with this basic painting so we can move on to more detailed painting. You have to do this part to set everything up. Let's see here. Okay. Why don't we put the missiles in the bucket? And the nose cone. And the nose gear. Engine. And the bomb. They're out of the way. Why don't we have you get out of the way too? Teeny tiny little door panels. And some more front. What am I talking about? Not enough. Not enough to do a few more. Tail hook. Need to do 4 more. That one's dry enough to take off. 3 more. Oh yes. These are the ones that are very easy to lose. I have lost even smaller pieces. These are the sort of things you drop on the carpet and never see again. And you hope that they're small enough that no one will ever notice. One more. It's the smallest one yet. That one's good. All right. That's it. And then I have had cats get up and get in the way. One of the cats. Not the other one. The other one doesn't cause problems. I have had the things sitting out drying, and because my workbench is in my bedroom, I also will hear cats jumping up on the counter in the middle of the night, and I had to tell them to get down because there's wet paint. And these don't take that long to dry, but I don't want them brushing up on them. We're done with the primer. Thank God. I like how this primer looks, but it can be such a pain. And I gotta clean the airbrush once more. Okay, get this clean. It's full of water now, so flush. Get this thing clear out. Problem is when stuff starts to gunk up, dry. I have had times the nozzle is almost impossible to clear because I let it sit for 2. Q-tips, quick. Clean it out. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. I think we'll be okay to move on to the next paint then. Which in this case, just going to be more white.
Sometimes I think he doesn't give a darn about me. He's all I can think of.
Get back our insignia white. Now we gotta paint stuff that we just primed. This will be the last of the white, I believe. Except for maybe some touch-ups, but you can hand paint that. I think these are sufficiently dry to just paint them. Okay. Same process as we just did the primer in reverse. Do these and then the parts that we just took off. Landing gear and such. Gently, carefully setting these aside. Keep them out. Bucket for the moment. Getting the pieces we had from before. by little. I'm gonna get most of these with the airbrush. We're gonna hand paint. A little bit of touch up on them. Afterwards, just like the bombs, there's no real good way to get pieces this small completely painted. Not with the airbrush, anyway. Okay. Leaves these landing gear. Okay. Good. Do love this acrylic paint, water-based. Dries so quick. A lot of people use oil-based enamel. Those take a long time. Process goes a whole lot quicker when they dry fast. Okay. All the whites airbrushed. I think I will let those sit a moment and go clean out the white from the airbrush. And we should be good to move on to the black. Drop the paint. Right, sure. all flushed out. By the time this is cleared, most of these should already be dry and moving air across them. Okay. Just use Q-tips, clean this thing out real quick. I think before we move on to the black, get some brushes out and hand paint a little touch up on those. Get the areas that the clamps covered up. This would be fun. Back. Grab some brushes. And keep blowing them for a little bit longer. Otherwise, move the clamps onto the painted portion. Just a tiny bit of white. And since this is airbrush ready, I don't need to thin this paint in order for hand brushing to look good. Not really.
Too many ways those monsters can get in up there.
Maybe you shouldn't need a whole lot of touch up. Yes, I painted them or clamped them so that part that isn't really going to be visible is what needs to touch up. Really the panels here that need to touch up. But I'll hit everything real quick. Those sit a moment. While those are drying real quick, why don't we get that up? We need that too. Aside, and we will unmasking these real quick. So they're ready for the black paint. Okay. One more missile. Nose cone just needs a bit like that. The nose would be ready for the black. Also needing the black are the landing gear.
All right.
And more paint elements. The tail hook also needs black. And also silver, I believe. But that's going to be done separate. Okay. Two more little pieces.
I tried to remember, but when everything is coming back to me, I feel as if my memory is paralyzed.
Now let's see. What is the last thing you can remember?
I don't know.
Last one. And the smallest. Okay. We're doing touch-ups. Touch up the bombs. A little bit of touch-up needed on the engine. We go wash the brush in the dish quick. Just need a tiny bit olive drab. Pins here that the clamps were hooking on to. Those are done.
Please let me go.
We can't do that, miss.
This needs a little bit of burnt iron. Hey, that's all that takes. How are these looking? Probably need another little.
You just got to realize that everybody's going to be on your tail from 5 o'clock until the day you die.
Just a little bit more white, I think, on these panels. A few of them, anyway. That one's okay. Those out of the way. They don't get any paint on them. Okay, then.
Well, just a minute and I'll give you the story, but I'm telling you first I had to give them all the money I had on me, and it wasn't
What's
exactly mine.
next? Let those sit for a moment. I think we're ready to do black. Only other major thing is the gray color needs to go on the upper part of the aircraft. There's a light gray that covers most of it, and then a dark gray in a few spots. That will require masking, which I don't think we'll have time for today. So I think we'll just do the black.
And it wasn't
We'll
exactly
see where we are at. Let me go clean off this brush real quick. dokie. Need 5, please. Let those sit. More missiles. The nose cone. Bombs in here. Tail hook still needs a little work. Leave that right there. I'm just gonna let those sit. Move things a little bit off to the side though. And we'll get the black paint. Did not take much. That is all we need for that. test this airbrush out. Let the black paint dry there. And I think we'll try to hand paint the wheels.
He wants blue eyes, curly hair, dimples.
Wash properly. I think we're done with it for tonight. Don't want to lose any of these. They're okay there for now. Now for hand painting. We're gonna have to airbrush a bit next time just to get the gray for the main body of the aircraft. But a lot of what's left is just hand painting. And there's not a lot left. But hand painting is often some of the most challenging parts. Just take a little bit of black. I don't want to mess this up too much. Trouble finding a good position to stabilize my hand. Little bit on the wheel itself. Not terrible. Set that aside for a moment. Next wheel. Okay. Back side of the wheel. Not terrible. Nose wheel. Smallest one. Got outside of the borders a little bit, but panel accenting will hide that pretty well. I think that's good enough. Is there anything else I want to do quick? I don't think so. There is a little black that needs to be done on the body of the aircraft, but the gray needs to be done first, and obviously we haven't got to that yet. That will have to wait for next time. So, next time we will mask off the white Get the light gray on here. And then the dark gray in the few spots that need it, and the black where it's needed. Other than that, tiny amount of paint needs to be done on this tail hook, but that is something I think should go. Yeah, it was mostly watching paint dry and airbrushes getting clean, but we are making progress. Big stuff is done. A lot of big stuff is done. I think we will probably take 2 more streams to finish this. I think that is a good place to stop for tonight. Next stream will be tomorrow night. We'll go back to Valkyria Chronicles. So, have a good night, and I will see you later.